You left home, nothing but hope. La la, across the ocean wide. Oh, Montana sky calls your name. Judith Plains awaits you now. A, B, B, C, B, C. Red dirt roads and big sky proud. A, B, B, C, B, C. You're gonna make it somehow. E, B, C, B, C.
Alrighty folks, here we go. This is the last leg of this day on this specific episode for you guys. So yeah, we are just making our way over to the John Deere dealership, and we've got the little pressure washer hooked up to the back of our truck still. And yeah, we're going to go and drop this thing off over at the John Deere dealership for its service, because that thing is not working anymore. So we're gonna be renting a little pressure washer off of them, just a temporary thing that is going to hopefully be something we can use for the time being, just to clean up all of the equipment on the farm. So yeah, that is pretty much what's going to happen today, still today. So it is the last day of June, as you may notice at the time of this video dropping. So yeah, there's still a little bit of work we also need to take care of on the field that we planted the corn on. We still need to roll that field, and then I think that field will be as good as it gets. So yeah, it's just around the corner from where we are now. Then we're going to be at the dealership, and I'm going to find a specific person over there. So yeah, we'll see if there's a technician who's going to be able to take this thing off our hands in order to get it fixed up, because it is a very vital, important, well, it's a very important piece of equipment to have on a farm to clean up your machines. So yes, here we are. Just gonna turn left over here. I just gotta watch out the pedestrians, because people seem to be just walking. They don't really care for oncoming traffic. But okay, so here we are. We're just pulling in, and alright, that might actually be the pressure washer we are here to pick up. So I think we'll probably have to take this thing around the back to their workshop. I think this is probably the place. Alright, well, we'll just park it right over here, and I'll quickly hop out and see if I can find somebody who's going to be able to help us out and get this thing booked in for its repairs. Alrighty, and there we go. So we've got the little pressure washer loaded onto the back of our truck, and we are ready to head back to the farm. So yeah, this is going to be another bit of a drive. So I'm going to bring you guys back up to speed once I get back to the farm, and then we're going to see if we can get this thing offloaded, and yeah, probably put it to use straight away, because I would really like to get some of the equipment we parked over at the little workshop cleaned up a bit. So yeah, that is going to be my plan. So I'll bring you guys back up to speed once I get back to Mr. Shelton's farm. Alrighty, so here we are, and we are just coming into the yard here. I did move the windrower a little bit out of the way there. It was kind of sitting there all across the way, and yes, here we are. So this is where I'm going to be trying to offload this thing from our pickup truck. So yeah, we've got a couple of straps down on it underneath, and also gonna see if I can get the tailgate open. Alrighty, there we go. So we've got it off, and that is kind of running away. Alright, but let's see if we can move this thing a bit closer to the plow over here. I think this is going to be the first thing we try and clean up today. Alright, I think right over here should be good. Alright, now we're just going to start at the top and spray this thing down a bit and see if all of this dirt actually wants to come off of this thing. Alright, yeah, that actually looks a little bit better already. Just keep spraying it a little bit. And yeah, I think that actually looks so much better. Alright, so guys, yes, Mr. Shelton actually did speak to me a little bit, and he said that he's going to sort out the thing with Bobby, this situation that we are currently in. Because as we saw in the last episode, Bobby actually, appears to have opened his own business in town. A little hardware shop, which is actually a big no-no if you are a full-time contractor for a farm. So, yeah, that is something that's going to have to be dealt with here. Okay, let's just see if we can get this thing back up onto the truck. Because I want to take it over to that side of the farm. Alright, let's just put a strap on it. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we still needed to do a little bit of rolling on our cornfield over there. So we're gonna see if we can get that sorted out. I did pull the tractor into the barn over there as well. So we'll come back here with our little side-by-side and just hop into the tractor and see if we can go and fetch the roller, which is all the way over there on the other farmhouse or the farmyard side down the road. Alright, so let's just park this over here for now. Alrighty, and we're just going to leave it there. Quickly going to hop into the little side-by-side, and we're going to see if we can go and pick up this John Deere 7R, which I left across the way. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's jump in. Quickly get over there and see if we can get to that roller all the way down there. Alright, I actually need to give this thing a bit of a wash as well, but that is why we brought the pressure washer over. But I think we'll sort that out a little bit later today as we are getting ready to end off the day, because there's quite a lot of things that I want to get sorted out, you know, cleaning up the equipment and such. Alright, so yeah, we parked the tractor in there with the seeder and the planter and the seed box still connected. So we still gotta see if we can get that disconnected. Alrighty, let's just quickly come through here and we'll just open this door. Alright, there it goes. Alright, so yeah, I just kind of parked this thing inside here just so that we can quickly go to the shop. Alright, so I need to lower this thing down. Let's just see what we're going to do here real quick. Alright, let's move it a little bit closer to the wall. Okay, and we'll lower it down. Let me hop out and get this thing disconnected. Alright, so that's the seed tanker disconnected. And now we need to spin this thing around and see if we can get this planter itself also unfolded again, because that's the only way you can actually put this thing down, is if you unfold it again. So we gotta see if that is something we can at least have space for in here. I think it's fine, even if we have to put it in front of the cedar over there. We can always just come and rearrange everything again a bit later. Alright, let's hit the button for it to unfold first of all. Alrighty, and there it goes. And then we'll have to lower it down like that. And let me hop out and get it disconnected. Alright, and just like that, easy as 1, 2, 3, we've got it disconnected. And we are ready to head over to this farm where we can go and pick up the farmyard, where we can go and pick up this roller. And then I think we'll actually tackle the field from that side, seeing as we are going to be on that side of the field anyway. So yeah, let's make our way over there, and I'll bring you guys back up to speed once we get over there, so we can get this roller connected up. Alright, so there we go, a quick little drive down the road, and here we are at the farm. Well, let's just call it the secondary farmyard. Yeah, I haven't really figured out what I'm going to be calling all of the locations on the farm, but I think we'll probably come up with some sort of explanation for each and every little building we've got on the farm. Alright, so we're gonna just hop into the shed over here by this side door, and that is our roller that we're going to be using now. So let's get this door opened. Alright, that looks good. We should manage to get this thing hooked up. We could have also used the smaller tractor, but I figured since we are busy with this one, might as well just continue using it. Alright, let's back it up. Alright, let me hop out and get this thing connected. Alright, I think that is good enough. It looks like everything is the way that it should be. Yeah, hydraulics and everything looks good. Alright, let's get over to the field and see if we unfold this thing, how big it is. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how big this roller is. Although, I think maybe Grandpa Walter had a similar one and he told me it's like 12 meters or something. Alright, so we're just going to come around here. Heading straight over to the field. Alrighty, and here we are. Let's see if I get this thing unfolded, how big it actually is. I'm also going to try and figure out the guidance steering once again. And that is going to make our lives hopefully a little bit easier here today. So I think I'm going to put the drone to use once again. And give you guys a little bit of a third-person view of this. And just see how it goes. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into a little bit of time-lapse and see how this all works out.
Up before the rooster, boots already on. 20 acres waiting, work won't wait that long. Feed the hungry cattle, fix that broken gate. When there's work that needs doing, I don't hesitate. Ain't no task too tall, ain't no job too small. I tackle every challenge, answer every call. Been raised up right on this patch of land. Ain't no task too tall for this farming man. Tractor needs attention, belt's about to snap. Quick wrench turn and pivot, got no time to nap. Hay's ready for baling, storm clouds rolling in. Racing with the weather, betting that I'll win. Ain't no task too tall, ain't no job too small. I tackle every challenge, answer every call. Been raised up right on this patch of land. Ain't no task too tall for this farming man. Told me, so here's what you need to know. A farm don't run on maybe, it runs on get up and go. So I learned to move like lightning, think quick on my feet. Cause every day's a challenge, but giving up needs defeat. Fence line needs mending, Southfield needs to plow. Barn roof's got a leak, but I know just how. Sun's beating down hard, but I won't slow down. Got a reputation as the fastest hand in town. It's too tall, ain't no job too small. I tackle every challenge, answer every call. Been raised up right on this patch of land. Ain't no task too tall for this farming man. Ain't no task too tall for this farming man. No task too tall for this farming man.
Alrighty folks, and yes, we've got rain. So yeah, I didn't expect this to come this time of the day, but okay, yes. We also managed to finish rolling the field, and that is actually a very good, well, I would call it very good timing, if you ask me, but okay. So what I need to do now for the rest of the day is just see if we can sort out some of the equipment, getting it cleaned up and also put in its respectable places. So yeah, I think that is probably what we are going to do. And even though it is raining, I think it should be better off even if we did clean up the equipment. Although it's raining, I think it shouldn't be a problem. So we're just going to bring the roller with the tractor over here and just going to stop it right over there. We're going to quickly go and jump into our little John Deere over here. I want to quickly take this back to the farmyard, and then we're going to clean it up a little bit, and then we can come back this side with our pressure washer. I might actually try and load it onto this little side-by-side rather, because that way our truck will be empty again. Because yeah, I think we are basically almost done for today over here. Alright, let's just be careful of traffic. Alright, let's just get out of the way. Alright, there goes the ice cream van. And here comes another ice cream van. Alright, that is almost like there's a glitch in the matrix. But okay, you know what? I'm not going to question it. Maybe they're on their way to go and pick up something. We don't know. But alright, so here we are. Let's just quickly hop out of this thing. Quickly want to get this offloaded again. See, we've got some more pallets of eggs ready. There we go. Alright. Let me just see if we can clean up this a little bit. And now we are in the rain, working with water. So yeah, that is a very good combination. Yeah, perfect timing for cleaning equipment in the rain, because the rain will kind of help you get it cleaned up, you know. Can probably also give our truck a quick rinse here, because we haven't washed this thing yet since we got into Judith Plains over here. I don't want to spray unnecessarily too much on the eggs, but you know what? I think that's at least a little bit better. We're not going to clean it up perfectly. Alright, now I want to see, can we actually fit this thing on here? Probably not. Okay, yeah, that looks like it's a little too small. Alright, let's just put that back on our truck over here. We're going to strap it down real quick. Going to get this thing parked again. And then I think we can close the barn or the shed, because I don't think Bobby's coming back today. So yeah, that is one of the reasons why Mr. Shelton isn't very happy with Bobby's work over here on the farm as well. Because around about lunchtime he tend to disappear and never come back. So yeah, I'm not going to say much about that. Alright, so let's just get this door closed up again. There we go, so that is at least sorted. And we're going to go over to the farm yard across the road. So we need to figure out the name for this. So I think we'll call this farmyard A, and the one across the road will be B. And then the one all the way over to the other side. Let's just move this out of the way. I don't know why it's here. Alright, but there we go. Let's fire the truck up again. And we're going to go over to farmyard B. And then we're going to see what other equipment we still have outside. Oh, come on, chicken. Holy crap. Alright, well, so far we haven't run over a chicken yet, but it's only been the first day, so I don't know. If it's gonna happen, it'll probably happen, but I don't know. We're gonna try our best not to let that happen. Alright, so let's see if we can get our first tractor cleaned up here. Alright, I wonder if this thing will work on the back of the truck. Let's give it a quick test here, you know. Don't know how far this thing is going to reach. Probably not very far, you know, but if we can at least clean this up, we can move the roller back to where it belongs. Okay. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I think the rain is definitely helping us out a bit here. And also the roller. Let's get this thing cleaned up a bit. Yeah, the roller actually seems to be in pretty good condition. The paint hasn't even come off the rollers yet, so doesn't look like Bobby ever used the damn thing. Or he may have used it once and haven't cleaned it, you know. That's probably what I'm thinking here. But okay, I think that is much better. Alright, so now we can go and get this roller dropped off over at the farmyard C. So yeah, we'll call it farmyard C, the one where we picked this roller up from. So let's hop into the tractor. We'll get over there in the rain, and I'm already soaking wet. Alright, we can probably cut across this little grass patch over here. Alright, no traffic coming, so let's get on the road. Alright, so yes, I think our field actually turned out pretty well. Yeah, unfortunately the stones over there, we couldn't get those rolled back in. Those stones are a little bit too large. And with the sowing or the planting that took place already, it's going to be nearly impossible to get it up out of the field again. So that's just going to have to stay there for now. And then the next harvest we'll try and improve. Goes that ice cream van again. We'll try and definitely improve the next time we prepare the field for the next sowing or planting. It all depends. It's probably going to take a couple of months before that field is going to be ready for harvest. But I did hear apparently they do have got some corn in the silo, which we can probably transport eventually. We'll try and figure out a whole system here and see what we can do when. Alright, but we're just going to back this thing up more or less where we found it. I don't think we're gonna start maneuvering the equipment around just yet. Alright, and I think that is good. Let's get it disconnected. Alright, so there we go. One cleaned up roller in the shed, and let's just move the tractor forward, because then we can actually get this barn closed up. Alright, yeah, there we go. Alright, and we're just going to come and close this door as well. And that way we know everything on this side of the farm has been sorted and closed up. I don't think we left any other doors open, so I guess that is fine. Alright, let's get back to the farmyard, because now we're gonna see if we can maybe clean up the windrower, which is also still sitting outside. And I gotta figure out how we're gonna do this now, because I think we've got to make some space for the windrower back in that barn, but I think it should fit, because that's where it actually came from. So we'll see what we can do about it. Alright, yeah, this rain is pretty much on time now for our freshly planted corn. It's going to definitely assist that in growing a little bit faster. Well, hopefully, one would think. Alright, I still gotta make a plan with that header, because that header doesn't have a trailer or anything. Okay, but let's see if we can get it hooked up to this windrower once again. We're gonna probably try and get it closer to the pressure washer. Right, let's get it hooked up. Alright, all connected up and ready to rock and roll. Let's bring this closer to the pressure washer and just see if we can get it washed as well. I'm not going to bother taking out the planter and stuff like that now, because that's already kind of tucked away. We'll just see if we can get this thing in the barn as well. Alright. Well, we didn't use this, but I think it's a good time to clean it, since we've got it out here. Alright, it wasn't that bad. Just a little bit of, grass that was stuck to it. Alright, but there we go. I think that is good enough. Alright, let's put this back over there. Alright, let's get this thing pulled back into the barn. First of all, we gotta probably see if there's still space for it. You know what? I'm actually thinking now, since we've got the pressure washer out, let's just back it up straight into this barn over here. I'll just explain to Bobby if he questions it why we put this thing here. Alright, but there we go. Let's keep going. That looks pretty good. Looks like we are gonna fit. Yeah, that actually fits quite well. And we can go back a little bit further. Alright, maybe a little bit more. There we go. Alright, let's disconnect it real quick. Alright, so there we go. That is disconnected. Let's just get this door closed up. Alright, so everything else is still closed up here, so we can just close up this door. Alright, back in the tractor. And now the last thing we need to do is probably just close up this barn. I think we'll quickly do this while we are here. Just leave the tractor running for the moment. Alright, there the door goes. Alright, that is good. And yeah, we forgot we need to squeeze past this mower here. Let's close up this door. Alright, now we can finally go and hook up to the plow once again. And kind of just take it back to where it kind of belongs at the moment. I don't think there's really other space for this thing on the farm. So we'll just take it back to where we found it. But as I said, I'll still maybe change a couple of things around on the farm once we take over from Bobby. Alright, let's get this thing hooked up real quick. Alright, there we go. So we've got it hooked up and lifted up a little bit, so we can take this thing back to the farmyard A where we found it. Just see if we can maybe put it by those stacks of planks. Yeah, this thing is super wide. You know what? I'm gonna try and cut across here. I think it's gonna be fine. I can't really see if there's traffic behind us. There might be, but you know what? They've also got brakes. They can also wait up a bit. Whoa, that was a bit of a bad one. Yeah, who the hell puts lumber there? You know, going to complain to Bobby about that freaking lumber. I hope nothing got damaged. But you know what? I'll just make sure nothing happened to the plow, because that would be a bit of a bummer. But alright, let's just avoid the little chickens over here. And I should probably move those freaking pellets out of the rain, you know. Alright. First things first, let's just back this up over here. Alright, let's put it down. Alright, that'll be fine right over there. Alright, so our plow is dropped off, and I'm just quickly going to park the tractor. And then I want to see if I can move those pallets out of the rain. I don't know where the heck I'm going to put it. Oh yeah, I forgot. We also have to attach this front weight. Alright, let's get this thing connected up. Alright, there we go. The front weight is back into, well, back onto the tractor, rather. Alright, just going to spin it around. And we're also going to move the John Deere 8R back a little bit, because I've kind of parked it a little bit too far forward, although there is some boxes and stuff there at the back. But we're gonna see if we can maybe just squeeze it a little bit further back, just to get it under the roof a little bit better. Yeah, we've got space. Alright, let's just try and do this. Alright, come back a little bit more. I think that should be fine. Alright, perfect. Now let me see if I can quickly grab these pellets of eggs. Yeah. Alright, you know what? Let's just move it over here. Alright, I think that'll be better. Nice and out of the way. Alright, I still gotta see where I'm gonna put this pressure washer. I nearly murdered the chicken over there with a pellet, but it seems to be fine. Alright, let's grab this one. Alright, come on. Move it over. Move it over. Alright, now. Cell phone ringing. Alright, guys, let's just see who this is real quick. Hello? Ah, Mr. Shelton. Yes, yes, thanks. I did notice the payment came through. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. Yes, yes, sir. I see. Okay. All right. Not to worry. Yes, I'm just busy sorting out the last couple of things here. All right. Absolutely, sir. No problem. All right. Goodbye. All right, guys. So that was a quick phone call from Mr. Shelton, as you may have gathered. So, yeah, looks like there's a little bit of news about Bobby. So yeah, I will tell you guys about that a little bit later. But right now, I've got a couple of things to take care of. So what I need to do is see if we can get the pressure washer offloaded from our pickup truck and put it somewhere. Mr. Shelton asked me to just come and close up the farmhouse as well, because yeah, it doesn't look like Bobby is coming back today. Alright, well, let's head over to Farmyard B, where our pickup truck is located. We're going to see if I can quickly offload the pressure washer. I might actually just pop it into the pigsty where the what's it? Yeah, the bale collector is currently sitting. I think that might be the better option now. Or we could probably also just leave it under the workshop. Although this is something that can be stolen easily. Alright, come on. Let's just get this thing off of here. Alright. Come on. Alright, let's just move this thing. Could have also probably put it in that shed over there, but yeah, I think it's fine. We'll just pop it into the pigsty because there's ample space there. Alright, yeah, this thing is a bit hard to push on this gravel. Kind of wants to be sinking in to the ground, but come on, will you open? Why is this freaking door stuck? There we go. Alright. Alright, and I think that is good enough. We'll just leave the pressure washer over there and close up the barn once again. Alrighty. So that is sorted out. And right now, I need to head back to the campsite and see if we can maybe just go and figure out a couple of things there. Forgot the tailgate down. You know what? It's not a problem. There's nothing on the bed. So, guys, I'm going to head back to the caravan park or the, well, camping site for that matter. So, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a drive once again. So, I'll put you guys, well, I'll bring you guys back up to speed once we get there. So, yeah, here we go. Alrighty, so we are coming up to the old Riggery Bridge over here by the campsite, and yeah, it looks like our caravan is still there, which is you know, good, because I was a little bit concerned about the safety of our caravan out here by this campsite. I did notice the people over there, they have packed up, so yeah, I must say these people across the way from us, they were actually very nice. This guy actually gave us one of his old barbecues. As you can see, it's sitting out there by the caravan. So I used this to make a little bit of a fire last night, and we had some meat on it. So there we go. We are back at our campsite, guys. It is absolutely pouring with rain, but it's not so bad under the tree here. So I think this is probably where I'm going to be ending this episode. So yeah, hopefully soon here I'll have a little bit of news about what is happening with Bobby in question, and also what Mr. Shelton told us. And yes, we actually did get a little bit of money from Mr. Shelton, so he transferred a total of $5,000 over to us. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of money at least now. So I'm thinking we need to try and make a plan for some better accommodation, because seeing as it's also summer now, it's not really the best time for camping. But yeah, guys, I think that is going to be it for this episode. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate every view, every like. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And then I'll see you all in the next one.